I see where you're going. Take a look at Proverbs 31 when you get a chance too. You'd be surprised what it says. Be nice. What's popping?
Chilling for a while, but
Yeah,
what I
you
wanted to
talk
say.
like Ben Stein, nigga. That's why. Go ahead.
Damn, bro, it's not like that. Nah, but the problem that I had with what you guys are kind of saying is we're just getting caught in the word independent. The word independent is not really a positive or a negative thing. It pretty much just means you're self-sufficient in a way that you actually don't need anyone. But that's not our reality. We're humans, so we cooperate with each other because that's how we survive. So at the end of the day, we are always interdependent on each other at the end of the day. But when you teach someone, and even in the example of Hamp raising his kids and like taking them shooting all this stuff, you're raising them so that they can work in cooperation with all of us. Like she understands that, okay, this is my dad. I need my dad to even be being taught these things to begin with. So, you know,
I got you, DeMarcus. Stay in the back.
At the end of the day, they see interdependence, but you're calling it independence. So they're living their life. You're teaching them, okay, follow what I'm doing. This is how you do it, right? And they're like, okay, I get that. We're working together to teach me how to do the same thing that you're doing, because we can work together. But when you tell them that it's independence, that's when, you know, they look at the definition of independence and it's self. But they don't actually perceive the fact that you actually need a lot of people to even sustain yourself to begin with.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think Taz was more right in terms of what he was saying in terms of bigger picture. But when we're likening the independence to relationships, right? As because that's kind of what we've been focused on. Although I think it is more macro than that. This is what would happen, right? If my daughter's been shooting, right? She get with a man, right? He want to bring her to the gun range, right? And he can't hit the fucking target. Guess what happens to him as a man in her head? Potentially. You see what I'm saying? So we may not be intentional with, but like, let's say he trying to change a tire. It take him an hour. She could do it in 20 minutes. Now that nigga drop down another ring. You see, I'm just trying to understand how things are actually manifest in real life, in real time. You know what I mean?
I agree, but in order to be a professional, you have to be good at one thing. You have to become very good at one thing. So at the end of the day, a professional is only good at that thing he's professional in, because he studied to be a professional in it. Yeah. So at the end of the day, yeah, exactly. So if you continue working on one skill to become a professional at it, then at the end of the day, if he works on cars but he doesn't go to the gun range and know how to shoot, that's fine, because at the end of the day, he is a person that is a professional in something. No, because at the end of the day, we're not only self-sufficient.
You're correct, but just think about the thought. Somebody, and this is hyperbolic, right? This doesn't happen.
Yeah, I understand that,
but let's say somebody breaking the house.
I don't think the woman's brain goes to that on purpose. I think it's something manufactured.
You know I love you, right? Let me just say that first.
Yeah.
Just making
love you too, dog.
All right, so now they in the room. There's one gun upstairs, right? Okay. And somebody breaking the house. He can't shoot. Who takes the man's role at that point?
The woman, for sure.
Again, that's hyperbolic shit. I'm just trying to understand like the logic, because we, like Taz said, we pushing all this into them, right? What actually happens when they get in relationships and shit. So,
you're right, but
hold on. Let Taz go. I know me and B3NICE been talking. It's been good. Go ahead, B. You get the last word, and then we'll get Taz in. You get the last.
No, you're right, but the problem is that's a fault in our society and the way we raise each other.
Yeah.
So pretty much in China, when these kids are like 5 years old, they're doing like gun running drills, pretty much like the military. So like they're pretty much manufacturing these kids to be a certain way. But in America, they don't do that. So it's very open. Everyone can choose what they want to do. Do you want to be an astronaut? Do you want to be this? Do you want to be that? But we're not serving a functional purpose in society if everyone just wants to do what they want to do all the time. Because at the end of the day, we do have roles, like at the end of the day, protection. So this is something that you have to do at the end of the day when everything goes to shit.
You talking about communism?
Taz, what's up, man? And then we because Sav has been shaking his
the
head
opposite of what we live.
So I'm waiting for the rock too. this
Go ahead,
is what I
Taz.
would say. Like, so just again, like just listening, right? So I kind of feel like the point kind of got skipped over because I heard Ali ask, what they submitting to. That kind of got skipped over, but to me that's everything, because as a father, I don't believe that it's a beneficial conversation to have about our daughters if you can't present to me what you want my daughter to submit to. Conversation over if you don't have your conversation in order to discuss, if you can't lay out what it is you believe my daughter should be submitting to, what it is she should be doing as a wife, and blah blah blah, all of these things. So I do think a lot of this is manifesting negatively because our daughters aren't getting that on the other side from these men that they're dating. So my daughter's not telling me men want to date for marriage. My daughter tells me that men just want to date. No so marriage, the problem, no future, no nothing.
Let me just finish.
Like, bro? Go ahead.
No, I just want to say, it sounds not true and hypocritical, because when you were our age, what were you thinking when you were dating? What was your goal while talking to women? If it wasn't marriage,
your daughter's age, that's better. Your daughter's age.
If you were your daughter's age, and you were, but you were still a man, then what would your mindset be about a relationship? Would you actually do all these things, or would you be having fun as well?
She shouldn't be dating somebody your age.
Let me explain something to you about me as a father, okay? I don't put myself in what I would have did when I was her age. That would make me a child in that mindset. I am the father, okay? So I'm doing what I should do at this age with the mindset of what I would like for her to be. And if I can do anything to make her that better person, I'm doing that. What I did in a lot of ways was my mistakes, and I'm a male, right? So I wouldn't even begin to incorporate my life or my life mistakes onto her. If anything, I make sure she has successes.
So here's my problem. This is something I say it kind of a lot, is people want to see the change, or people raise their kids to be the change they want to see in the world, but they won't be it. So you can't raise your kids and say, okay, yeah, like I want you to be a righteous person and all these different things, but the life you've lived, when they look back at the history, is not that. It's hard to move forward with something when no one's tried it before. It's uncharted territory. Everyone else is fucked up, but we want you to fix every problem that we have and every problem that we've ever had to deal with. When that's not possible. No man can do it.
With my daughter? Because this is what I need you to understand. I can't do shit with you. I don't care about you. And fuck you. But when it comes to her, it's everything. It's up. She can get whatever. I'll do whatever on her behalf. So I don't understand what you saying, man to man. You're a nobody in the conversation about her. You're the irrelevant factor. When it comes to her, bro, she's the meaningful part.
Hold on.
So how did you have a
Let be nice, Candle. Let be nice.
Yeah, so
be nice.
So now my question is, how did you have a kid to begin with? What was the relationship that the woman who you had a kid with was to you? What was it? Yeah, so
nigga,
what
was you married?
Were you married?
No, I wasn't married. No, I wasn't married to her mom.
You weren't married. Okay.
No.
So at the end of the day, if you weren't married,
which means what?
It means that there's nothing wrong with what the guys are doing or the way that your daughter is experiencing dating, when that's what you were at the time. So you don't want your daughter to date yourself.
Right, so I'm 30 years beyond that. Why would that factor in today? Why wouldn't it be more of being mistakes and me avoiding those things as opposed to looking at
you're not avoiding them
back there?
No, it's not that it's not that you're avoiding them. It's that you want to avoid those situations, but at the end of the day. So how did you have a kid out of wedlock?
She doesn't have children.
Okay.
She don't have kids out of wedlock. Everything you can say about me, she ain't do it. She didn't go to prison. She didn't have kids out of wedlock. So every mistake I made, she's an example of not being that. My son is as well. So me being was in that regard, they're not that. So what I'm arguing is the teaching can
That's
come
chance.
from that position of the person who failed. The failure can teach those things and be successful at the teaching, even though he failed in his lifetime.
I agree, but at the end of the day, it's a chance. It's actually a chance that your kids even followed you to begin with, because at the end of the day, you can only do so much.
I disagree.
So if they choose their own path and it's straight, that's a chance thing.
If you're there. You're there. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, I would argue your children will follow you. That's my experience as a child and as a father.
Okay. So, okay. If you want someone to
come on, B, come on.
build a relationship with someone to have kids, or the goal with a woman, what was your goal with the woman when you first had a kid? What was the goal?
To be with her. To be with
her for what?
To be with her for, I wanted her to be my wife. But the woman y'all describe on these panels today. That was 24 years ago.
Okay. And what is her
24 years ago. So listen though, because this is the problem with this. I realized way back then that she was not the woman to be with. I had a child with her already. Moved on from that situation. So if you want to not be daddy, whatever. I raised my child. Who cares?
No.
Okay. All right, B, make the point.
Okay. So
it's fine to concede. It's fine to say it's fine.
Hold on. Let him process the shit.
Yeah, I have to think, because what you're saying is that
I know
us being raised,
start that YouTube
or
channel.
you raising someone, that is thinking about relationships.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Like, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel.
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, find it. Caesar's Palace with the $2. Ali has a $30 credit from last show. That is correct.
I has more than that.
Nah, remember one of the monies was split with you and Fantastic.
25, then 220.
It was 120.
Okay, but then I got a $21 one too.
Huh?
And you see it's gonna be a $21. There was someone sent a $21.
I'll check. I could be completely wrong. MC Heavy Tips with the $10. The problem is we don't differentiate sexual and relationship attention because dudes will sell us a dream. That's why we think we deserve the best. So I need to correct this, Ali. I'll do the counting, all right? HQ with the $5 says, Moses made my week. Strong men who understand the world works in nuances gives me hope. John Henry with the $10 says, Heavy Tips, if the guy is selling a dream, you do have the option, quote unquote, not to buy, right? The choice is always left to the individual showing interest in the conversation posed. Oh, shit. Damn. Ali got 31.
Say you sorry.
I humbly apologize.
I appreciate it, my brother.
But you got your chest out. That's crazy, money. HQ with the $5 says, stop saying what you won't do because most of y'all don't mean it. HQ with the $10 says, so dealing with a woman who wears a wig is lowering your standards? I'm questioning sanity here. MC Heavy Tips says, so y'all saying me as a 43-year-old weave wearing single mom with too many bodies don't have to die along with the domesticated? God damn. MC Heavy Tips crazy as shit, man. Did you get that shirt? HQ with the $10 says, men lowered their standard by accepting non-virgins. Women lowered their standards by going 50-50. Checkmate. John Henry with the $10 says, dating pool.
Check right.
Dating pool roast with him says dating pool roast. Men lowered their standards and started accepting non-virgins because y'all were empowered by the pill and feminism. You took 50-50 because of quote unquote feminism. Stop playing. Damn,
Checkmate.
That's a good reply. MC Heavy Tips with the $5 says, my parents were strict, but I rebelled in my teens and early 20s. It was too late for me when I learned my lesson. See, the Palace with the $2 says, see, Moses just made me love Friday. Hey, I told you that was a good segment. HQ with the $10 says, John Henry, we took 50-50 because we had to. Men don't make enough money to provide like they did in the old days. Men took non-virgins because men stopped marrying virgins and women stopped being virgins.
Because y'all was in the workforce.
Hold on, he's shooting back. Noble, look. John Henry with the $10 says, dating pool roast. 1, women took 50-50 because they choose to be independent. 2, men make enough money unless her quote unquote taste exceed his earnings. 3, women stop being virgins. Men marrying then marry non-virgins.
Checkmate.
He ain't say all that on the panel.
I don't know, but he can type.
You cooking on
MC Heavy Tits with the $10 says, my mom never complained about her role because of society, I saw her as weak when I was young. Now that I'm grown, I wish I was more like her when I was young.
Hindsight is 2020.
Ezekiel Ben Israel with the $10 says, Hebrews are all of y'all on the panel, quote unquote. Or excuse me, ellipsis. Maybe not fatty, ellipsis. If Ali get his stuff together, then him too.
Shalom.
No, fatty. Aren't you from Cape Verde? Yeah, you get the MC Heavy Tits with $5 says. Yeah, you good. So does Black American include blacks that were not descendants of slaves? Does it include Black Africans that came after slavery? Interesting.
Show right We're there. So lost.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the blacks in Africa.
That's a show right there.
Yeah, yeah, they're good.
Have me on that panel, Ham.
How you know the difference? Huh? How you know the difference? No, you keep going on.
Discernment.
Go to your family reunion.
Ezekiel Ben Israel with the $10 say, see, I'm going light, but when we do that, I'm gonna go a little bit more heavy on that.
Hey, a lot of black.
Yeah, have me on that panel.
Me too.
Me smoking.
A lot of great grandfather could have been white, man. Go ahead.
Black means pale or bleached.
Not me. Ezekiel Ben Israel with the $10 says, at Seahorse Sparrow, so wanted to know if it's faith or family lineage. It's a family that shares the same faith. Shabbat Shalom. Good answer. Red Pill Ranger with the $5 says, if a woman don't become a wife and mother and physically can bear children, she failed as a woman. The stuff Taz talking about isn't success. Aaron with the $2. Yeah. When I get done, I can scroll up. You can respond to that one. Aaron with the $2. And to Fatty point, this is why your spouse comes first. AL with the $5 says, I don't hear anyone mentioning that we should teach our kids how to trust and communicate properly within a relationship. Well, Scam kind of said that he alluded to relationship earlier. Aaron with the $5 says, your spouse should come first to make sure each other is focused and energized to play in the game if raising the product y'all made together. AL with the $2 says, you can't have cooperation without trust. Triple Black was popping with the $5 says, when you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. Therefore, someone needs to be a starter and somebody needs to be a backup. Aaron with the $2 says, bunch of lions living like tigers. How do tigers live? They live like docile, right?
Solitary.
By themselves.
Solitary.
Yeah. I mean, solitary, not dot. Yeah. Valerie.
Hey, Ham. Those tigers live longer lives, though.
Valerie with the 20 bosses. I'm still learning this mod stuff. LOL. I'm watching and learning from Lauren Mack. Triple Black with the $2 says, y'all sound like some father husband. Shaking my head. Aaron with the $2 says, y'all don't control your child path. You just light it. HQ with the $10 says, the issue is we both lowered our standard. The why is irrelevant. Standards are down, period. Tezzy was popping with the $5 says, be nice making excuses to sleep around and blame the men from the past. You sound weak. It's all about being your best self of good and not mistakes. So Taz, you want to respond to that one quickly, and then we'll get Savage in. All right?
Can I get it?
I got something too.
You've been chilling, yeah.
I don't like the idea of. I mean, you can do it to somebody else, but don't do this shit with me because I start dragging your son. Right? So check it out. Here's the thing, bro. My daughter does not have to have children to be a woman. Right? She's a woman already and has a choice of hers. I do think that one of the biggest issues, again, when we start talking about this stuff, is you're trying to almost force a woman to have a child that maybe she don't want, that maybe some man might half-ass be in the child's life. All of the things that you might think are given, they're not. And so I don't think a child to be a success. Like that's a bad mentality. So
he said
if
family,
you like to
I believe.
debate me, I'm up here. But No, it clearly says she failed as a woman, right? And I could say your mama fails as a woman because she gave birth to your bitch ass, but I'm gonna let you live, right? But I could say the bitch that birthed you failed. Fuck, nigga.
But Tess, aren't you contradicting?
And we out.